For the first time, individuals born in the year 2000 are going to be able to vote in a national election. Valentina Pope is one of them.
I would always go with my mom to the voting booth, and they'd let me sit there with her, and I'd kind of see what the process is like. And that's kind of motivated me to register to vote and actually go to the polls.
Organizations like Next Gen America, an environmental advocacy group founded by billionaire Tom Steyer, hope that Valentina represents a trend. Next Gen has spent millions in Florida to register young voters and promote Democratic candidates. Wyatt Robinson leads a team that has registered more than 800 voters at events like this one at Florida Atlantic University.
Our biggest strategy is just meeting young people where they spend the majority of their time. So we're operating on college campuses. We're going into their classrooms and talking with them, and we're going into their club meetings.
Next Gen isn't the only organization operating on college campuses. In a statement, Florida Federation of Young Republicans chairperson Robert Foster told us the organization, quote, entered into an unprecedented partnership with the Florida Federation of College Republicans to register millennials to get out the vote for Republican candidates all over Florida. They registered or changed the party of about 750 young people at 9 universities. Jim DeFede is an investigative reporter with local station CBS 4 Miami. He's covered Florida politics since 1991.
I think generally every time an election rolls around, we start talking about whether or not young people are going to turn out to vote. We get excited by the prospect, but more times than not, they turn out not to actually turn out on election day. This year, though, could be different. And I think the deciding factor is really the Parkland tragedy. I think that's motivated young people in a way that we haven't seen since the 1960s and 70s.
Past elections have seen pretty low turnout for 18 to 24-year-olds. According to U.S. Census data, just 17% of them voted in the 2014 midterms, compared to 48% of those 30 and older.
I'm excited to actually be able to take part in voting for the election instead of just learning about it in all of my government classes that I've taken throughout time.
Having that ability to, for the first time, really grasp what your vote actually does, that in itself is just an incredible thing to think about.
The issues that are most important to them are access to affordable health care, gun rights, and cost of college is a big one. And then also racial equality, and all of these issues that sort of transcend the typical political partisan.
The Florida Federation of Young Republicans is also looking towards issues like the cost of college, stating, quote, the Democrats' failed federal takeover of student loans is crippling us with debt.
The big question is whether or not groups like these work will pay off, whether or not students will make their way from the classroom to the polls. This year, according to the Florida Division of Elections, voter registration groups like Next Gen and the Florida Federation of Young Republicans accounted for the second most effective method of getting new voters to register, right behind the DMV.
I think from the Democratic Party standpoint, without young people, they're going to lose this election. They know that, especially here in Florida.
If young people don't have their voice heard now while they are young, then the future that we are going to live into will not fit us and the ideas that we care about.
I think that every vote matters, and especially in this election, we need to get our voices heard.
For the PBS NewsHour Student Reporting Labs, I'm Mason Berger.